Warning, this podcast, website, and associated social media accounts are intended for audiences of legal drinking age. We do not advocate overconsumption or the abuse of alcohol. Never drink and drive, drink responsibly. And please remember to always take what we say with a grain of salt. After all, we are just some dudes with some brews.
We started out by crawling out from under the thumb of the man. The lovers of God with dad bods, just trying to feed our fam. Go sit right there and grab a beer, you know just what to do. Throw it back, get hammered, and listen to dudes and brews. Well, man, now that the football season's over, that doesn't mean sports are over. There's a lot of sports news that's been going around.
Okay, yeah.
That I wanted to talk to you about today. We're going to do a whole sports talk. Let's crack open this beer, because what goes better with sports than beer?
Absolutely nothing.
Now, this is an Irish Red. Have you ever had an Irish Red? Irish Red Ale?
I'm sure. Yeah, but I'm sure that you know something that I don't. So what do you mean?
No, I was just asking.
Is there something that makes... I mean, isn't like what's the beer with the horse head on it? That's pretty mainstream Irish Red.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's like Kilger. This is embarrassing. I'm saying it this way. It's Kill something. Irish Red horse. Yep. Let's see what you got. Killian's
Irish
close.
Red. Yeah, that is.
This is very popular beer. Very popular.
Never had it.
It's like you would. I mean, I guess it's not as popular around here, but that's like. Internationally, it's pretty popular.
Yeah, I've just never had it.
It's kind of like what's that famous pale ale?
Dale's?
No, not that one's pretty big now. It's like got a
Dale's
green see-through bottle.
Oh, gosh dang, because it's a swing top.
I don't think so. I don't think we're talking about the same thing.
Or are you talking about like Heineken?
Not Heineken. I'm getting really deep into this like guessing game for beers.
Let's look up a green bottle.
It's a green bottle. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because both of these beers are like equivalent when it comes to
like Heineken's the first thing that comes to my mind.
Heineken.
And
it's
then
a pale ale.
Grolsch.
Search pale ale. Very popular.
Like this is the other one I was
Rolling
thinking of.
Rock,
Grolsch.
right there. Rolling Rock.
Oh, I didn't know
Rolling Rock and Killian's are equivalent on popularity and on scope. Close to like a Budweiser.
I'm familiar with Rolling Rock because of when I lived in Denver.
Is it Denver beer?
I think it's made by Anheuser-Busch.
Okay. But it's one of those, I guess, that Anheuser probably bought out, and then that's why I consider them equivalent. They're probably
sure
mainstream.
I'm sure it's something like that.
All that to say, yes, I have had a red ale, an Irish red ale.
Now, the one thing that I don't know, and I was thinking about this the other day, is what's the difference in an American red and an Irish red?
That's what I thought you were getting at whenever I'm like, do you know something I don't?
No, because I know that I don't like an American red.
Have you had this beer before?
This one I have not, but a buddy of mine just brewed he had brewed an Irish red.
Look at that beautiful pour.
Recently, like I think we just kicked the keg.
Okay.
But he did an Irish red, and I was like, I don't like red ales. I don't like amber ales. Let me try it, I guess. I'll try it. I can't guarantee that I'm going to enjoy it, but I'll try it.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it.
This is really good.
And I'm like, what the hell did I like about that I don't like about an American red? Because remember, we made 10 gallons of an American red.
Right. It wasn't good.
Now, is that because we didn't do a very good job at brewing it, or is it because we just don't like an American red? I said we just probably don't like an American red.
Well, that's what we came to. We came to that conclusion because I thought that I loved red ales for some reason. We brewed that, and I thought it was just a bad batch. Like we just didn't do it right or good.
Right.
But then I remember several times since then having a red ale, and it tastes just like that. And I said, no, it's actually, I don't like red ales.
I don't like a red ale. Yeah.
So I'm with you. There's a difference. This is good. Irish. That was bad. And I don't know why.
Good. Irish. That's the reason, right?
American. Bad. Yeah, it must be. And I don't even know if the other one's an American brewed beer, but
No, I mean it's called an American ale because they used what they had in America to brew it. So like literally they'll do like malts and they'll grow them overseas, like over the pond. And those are English malts. They're just a little bit different than our malts. Granted, they're still malted barley, but it's just ever so slightly different. I don't know if it's the water profile, whatever it is. Same thing with
it's something to do with the geography. There's
same
always
thing with hops though, yeah.
So rice, everything, it just grows different places of the world.
Right.
So nice.
So it is an American would be brewed with American ingredients, while Irish would be brewed with English ingredients, I would assume. Stuff just that's in England. But it looks like here it says the use of English hops makes all the difference.
It's exactly what you said, except it's the hops.
Yeah, I wonder what hops it is, because like I like German beers have really good hops. They use German noble hops is what they call them.
Yeah.
It's like a subsect of hops, I guess you could say. And like they all have a really good like pininess with a little like back end spice. That's actually really good.
Well, look these people up. This specific beer, look it up, and I bet we can see what kind of hops they use.
Peticolas is great.
This is in Dallas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have almost been here like 2 or 3 times because I've been in Dallas and I've looked on like Yelp for places to go, and it always looks cool. It's got the horse.
Go.
Yeah. It's like a Pegasus, I think.
No. You're thinking of Pegasus City.
Oh, yeah. Well, that one and this one's close to each other.
Yeah, because they're all off 35, dude.
They always show up on Yelp right next to each other, and I'm debating every time between, and I don't know why.
We need to go because we had the bicycle pump from them.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that reminds me of that. Yep.
Let's see if I can find it here. Because they do really good beers.
Oh, I figured you'd look it up on like Tapped, whatever.
Oh, Untappd?
Untappd, don't they usually put it on there?
It just depends on what the brewery decides to.
It's a St. Patty's Day release.
It's a beautiful copper red. A low fruit ester aroma. Okay, great.
Rocky dents off white head. Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't tell me anything about the. It shows you're going to get a complex.
It's very complex.
Which, I mean, a complex hop profile. I don't know that the hop profile is like super complex, but it's good. Let's see if Untappd tells me anything different.
I'm super.
I mean, I even like the name of the beer, Irish Goodbye.
What is the Irish Goodbye?
Isn't that where you just like you're at a party, you just leave without saying anything to anybody, you just peace out?
Dude, I think that I just learned that not that long ago from you. I forgot all about that. I've never heard of that before that though.
I think that's what it is. Well, now you got
wasn't
me
it like
myself.
when we were at the Axe place and Matt disappeared and we were like,
"Oh yes, that's exactly what it is."
And I forgot you did say that. He must have done the Irish Goodbye.
Yeah, when you abruptly leave a party without saying anything to anybody.
Yep.
I mean, do your thing. This is just this same information that's on their website. So no, they don't tell us what hops are in it.
Okay.
But
the search continues on what makes it Irish.
I mean, whatever hops they used, but no, I think it's good. And maybe the malt differences, I don't know. Maybe I'm just into a red ale now. I don't know.
Only thing I know is raise your glass, celebrate with friends, experience the complex candy-like caramel flavor and subtle roast aromatics.
Yeah.
That was just riffing, dude. Just
Irish
off the top of my head. Oh, it says right there, look, ever been out only to realize a friend left without saying a word. This beer is a tribute to that move, and it has the door.
The door? Oh, nice.
Nice. Yeah, what about Irish twins? That's the only other Irish expression I've heard of. Have you heard that?
Nope.
When 2 kids are born in the same year, they're called Irish twins.
Oh, nope, never heard that.
Because it is possible if you like 9 months, I don't know what it's called. Is it like gestation period?
Yeah.
Okay, 9-month gestation period.
Yeah.
So you could have a kid at the beginning of the year and the end of the year.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
That's when you do their Irish twins.
You're getting busy.
I think that's why they call it that. They're like rabbits or something over there.
Jeez. So this one I'm feeling pretty good. I think I'm gonna rank it like a 4.75.
Dude, let's do it. I'll go with you. 4.75.
Like this one's
solid.
off the charts, really good right now.
This is really good. I would totally drink another one of these.
Yeah. So the only thing I don't
Cheers.
like is that you do get these in 4-packs.
Yeah.
They are a full pint, so a little bit larger than 12 ounces, but you get them in a 4-pack.
Yeah, but
yeah, next time you see them on Yelp,
don't pass them up.
Go.
Here, cheers, dude. That was a good beer. Cheers.
Yeah, man. So,
Peticolas.
back to sports talk.
Okay, yeah.
All right. We got some crazy stuff going on here. Okay.
Football season's over.
Football season's
Time to
over.
get crazy.
It's about to get hot. You're about to get into fishing season.
Okay.
Well, there was a scandal that happened not too long ago in a fishing tournament.
Okay.
Are you familiar with this fishing scandal?
If it's where someone's putting weights in the belly, it's like that's an old one.
100%
Okay,
what it
yeah,
is.
that's an
Listen
old
to these
one,
guys
okay.
get so upset.
Oh, those are big weights too. Yeah. Dude, those are fighting words.
And they're calling the cops.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of money on the line.
Filing a police report. Now, do you know why you would file a police report?
No, I would think maybe it's like cheating, gambling. It's because it's a gamble. Like there's a lot of money on those fishing tournaments, but I don't know. I feel like it would go through like the animal wildlife, and that they would like lose their license or something, fishing license.
I figured it'd go through whatever organizations
Or
like housing
yeah.
it. Like if there's like the Bass Pro Fisher organization, whatever they call it. I don't know.
Yeah. And I feel like they would sue the person.
Like
They
that person
take on
goes,
the
well, you're no
responsibility.
you're suspended. It's just like anything. Like if you do something wrong, it's like James Krause get in trouble in the UFC.
Right.
They go, hey, you're no longer in the UFC. That doesn't mean he
Right.
can't go fight for PFL or Bellator. Now, granted, I don't know that they're going to sign him because of the scandals, and same thing
Right.
here.
He's even more extreme. Not only is he not allowed in the UFC, you're not. If you fight at his gym, you're not allowed in the UFC.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was bizarre.
Yeah, well, that's because that's the whole gambling thing,
Right.
Because the level of the stretch there is that they had insider information,
Right.
So it's kind of like a politician with insider trading information. You're not allowed in politics anymore. You can't get
I see
anywhere
what you're
near the inside. You guys have already tainted it.
That's what you're saying.
But this
okay.
guy, like, that is wild to call the cops, but man, it should be a one and done. You do this one time, there's a lot of money on the line for these people that take it so serious.
So is that why they're saying it's stealing? Because it's like you're stealing the money from me because you cheated?
Let's say there's like $1,000 entry fee, and then it's like $100,000 prize.
Yeah.
And then this dude's taking $100,000 that all these other guys.
So what's
Fought
crazy to
for.
me is those are huge weights.
Right.
So like I bring a fish up, you can't always tell what it's going to weigh, but you can give a general idea based on its length and girth and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
You put that thing on the scale with those big of weights,
I know.
it doesn't make any sense why they think they were going to get away with giant weights like that.
I know.
If you're going to do small ones, maybe
Yeah.
a couple of small,
The
like,
thing is he's probably done it for so long that he got greedy. He's probably started out small weights. That's why I say one and done and you're out, dude. No
Yeah.
more. You go fish at your local pond. You're out of here.
Get
buddy.
him out of
You're
there.
out of here. Hit the kiddie pool.
You're done.
Go to Waterloo. Yeah,
You're
this
done.
is big business.
Dude.
These guys invest so much in their boats. I mean, even the sponsor. You saw they're all sponsored.
Yeah.
This is dead serious. It's like the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. I didn't think it was that serious. I'm like, cool, you don't win this tournament. You're going to have a black eye on your name. So entering into other tournaments you may not be able to do.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole, like, getting the police involved seems weird. Like, you can go to prison for it, possibly.
Gosh. What's weird is anytime even if you're not in a tournament, if I'm just out fishing or hunting, people are like the animal, what are they called? Like park rangers and stuff?
Yeah.
Like they're trying to send you to prison for stuff like this.
Oh, you're referring to, like, the game wardens.
Game wardens. They're just trying to throw people in
I
prison.
think that they're hired just like the police officers are,
Yeah,
like by the state.
Yeah, they're supposed to have higher authority, but I don't know how
Higher
or
authority
why.
than police officers? I did not know that.
Yeah, that's what it's one of those things though, kind of like how people say if you ask an undercover cop if they're a cop, they have to tell you. Well, this falls into that bucket. If
I don't know if they have to tell you.
that they don't have to.
Yeah.
But that these park rangers, they have higher authority, you know. And what was the title? You said it just didn't go.
They're not park
Game
rangers.
wardens.
They're a game wardens.
Game wardens. Yeah, they got higher
A
authority.
warden over the game.
Yeah. So you do
that's
something
what it is.
wrong and you're dealing with the police.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's crazy, but I mean, if they really do consider it stealing, then great.
Yeah.
I say it's a civil suit.
That's what I would think it is. That's what's
Yeah.
weird. They're calling the cops.
So got another thing here I wanted to talk to you about when it comes to sports,
Okay.
and get your reaction to this sports news story.
Okay.
So there was a race, like a cycling race, that had to be halted, and people are outraged because it had to be halted because they had to lift a bridge so a boat could cross, and they were supposed to be going across this bridge.
You better ET that thing and jump that bridge. Yeah.
Like, so who's in the right? Who's in the wrong?
I mean, the people who put on the race, they should have had that whole area sectioned off. There's no going through, even boats.
What if the boats are in a race?
Well, then there's a conflict. Who allowed two different events to happen at the same time? It's like when we have imagine we have a 5K in downtown Sherman, and then they also approved a parade at the same time that go against each other.
Yeah.
Like the city's in the wrong for approving that.
So I see what you're saying when it comes to like the organization. So I blame the city.
Yeah.
Because don't you have to get approval from the city to like shut certain streets down and things like that?
Yeah, and you usually have to pay for a permit, and then the city comes in and blocks it off and stuff.
Yeah.
So to like have a canal that you have to have an emergency boat go through it, yeah, that's crap.
Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I don't know, these canals or rivers or whatever they're traveling on. That's like, raise this thing up. And didn't Bezos do this recently where he had to like have like a whole road reconstructed because he needed to get his yacht through?
I had no idea.
And he paid like way too much money for it?
Yeah, I didn't hear that. I mean, if you need to get your yacht through, then yeah, you buy everything up.
I think that's what he did.
Yeah, you buy it all up and you tear it down.
So you're gonna say the boat, whoever was in the boat was in the wrong.
Nah.
I will say whoever the hell lifted that drawbridge is in the wrong.
Right. Who lifted the drawbridge? You should have stopped the boat and been like, even if the city screwed up.
Yeah.
You don't lift the bridge. Imagine being the one on the boat or on the bridge, though, and you're like barely on the bridge, and then you start seeing those things go down.
Right.
And then you have to make the decision. You're like, I'm going for it. And then the person right behind him chose not to go for it, and they're staying back. And that guy's gone. Because everybody's going to catch up now. They don't just pause everybody where they are on like however many mile stretch this is.
Right.
So, yeah, these people, I mean, I don't know how they do it. Will they just start timing it and coming up with like how long they should let them go out in waves?
It looks like it's in the home stretch, so like they can see the finish line. And then they're like,
that's even worse.
Like you could see it, and then you just see the bridge go up, and you're like,
oh no! If you see you keep going. You ET it. You fly off that thing.
Fly off it.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah, this seems real bizarre to me, man. I don't understand how it could happen. Obviously, it seems like a lack of communication somewhere, where somebody didn't realize that there was a race going on, and they were. My job is to make sure boats don't get hurt.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But yeah, tour of Norway. So in Norway, they do things a little bit differently than we do here in the States, it looks like.
Here, there's a lot of red tape, a lot of barriers that go up.
Right. So, got to talk about some obscure sports. Okay. So here's one that I found online. This is in Iowa, so Midwest. Okay, so just think about how crazy people in the Midwest are.
I don't know why, just through your setup, it's like I'm excited about it.
All right, you ready for this?
All of them.
It's a husband calling competition.
Yeah. Keith. Dude, this is the greatest competition I've ever seen.
Rick?
Can you hear me? Oh, man. It's like, what is the criteria?
I don't know how
is
to
it
judge
to be
it.
nagging? Roy? If I heard that happening to a guy...
This first one is the funniest one that you missed. Bob.
That is the greatest thing I've ever seen. I would love to see that in person.
Bob.
Dude, I would love to go. Where is that? In the Midwest?
Yeah, I'm just saying this is in Iowa.
To go on a road trip to see this live.
It's riveting, as they
man.
say.
It is literally riveting because I don't know what they're judging on. Is it the uniqueness?
I don't know.
Is it how bad do you sound like you're nagging this guy? Like how bad do we feel for the guy himself who you're calling? And it's like, oh man, that poor dude. The more that we get that feeling, the better they did.
Yeah, it's so crazy to me. So it's like what it seems like is that they do it at the state fair.
Dude, that is amazing.
I don't know.
Bob.
Bob. It makes me think. Did you ever see this? There was this video that went around a long time ago of like these little groundhogs. And what it was is it was just somebody dubbed over the voice of these groundhogs.
No.
And these groundhogs, Steve.
Nuh-uh.
You haven't seen what? Okay, hold on.
No, that's hilarious. Steve Groundhogs.
It's this dude right here. Oh, it's Alan. Alan.
Al. Oh my gosh. Animals.
Somebody dubbed over animal
I've
voices.
seen the ones where they do politicians, and those ones are really good because they actually like look at their lips and kind of like what they did with the Allen one. But then they say like when they put a sentence together, it looks like they're really saying it.
Yeah.
But it's just outlandish.
They do that all the time with like the NFL and the NBA. It's like misheard lyrics almost.
Yeah, misheard lyrics. Yeah. That's hilarious.
But
Al. Remember on Impractical Jokers? They're like, Larry.
no.
Dude, it's famous. People sometimes people when they hear my name they reference that clip.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because it's like he's saying that like you can cut in line by just simply yelling Larry.
Really?
And then they just yell at Larry like over and over, and he's just like acting like he's cutting up there. So it's hilarious.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, this line is ridiculous.
I know. So that's what makes it that much more offensive.
This line is always long, and they're always waiting in line to get tickets to
The Broadway.
Broadway shows. It's behind the giant red stairs.
Yep.
In Times Square.
Look.
I was calling you, Larry.
Like, he just keeps going. It's actually so effective. Yeah, because that line like goes in and out.
So
everybody just let him through.
So this is the thing. If there's somebody in line and somebody's trying to meet up with somebody else in line, have you ever seen anybody go, no, I don't care if you didn't wait, you got to get in the back?
Not since like school. Remember when you were in school?
Maybe, but even
Dude,
then,
when you were in school, people would be brutal. No cutting. I've seen fist fights over that.
As an adult, though, it's like,
no, just
let
cool.
them through, I guess.
Yeah, like what am I going to do? Be mean?
So
just
this
be rude?
Would work 100%.
Oh, 100 because you'd be like, oh, he's going with his friend
Oh, he's
Larry.
gonna go up there and
Oh,
find
Larry's
Larry.
wait. Larry held
I mean,
the spot.
I've done this similar thing in a concert.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just meeting a friend up here in the
I
front.
even offer to people if somebody's talking to somebody, I'll be like, "Hey, you can cut." Like, you ever see that where they like say something?
Oh,
I'm like, hey,
it's because they're talking around you.
Yeah, I'm like, you can just come right up here. It's fine. You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this
there's
is
no problem with that.
100% effective. And next time, it sounds like if we go to a beer festival, this is how we get in the front of the line.
Larry, and then we get to the front and we go, "Oh, you're not Larry." Anyways, fill this up for me, please.
Yeah, exactly.
Very effective.
No more waiting in line when it comes to Oktoberfest. But so if we had to guess how the competition would go for husband calling, obviously we just saw the top 5, so they're all good at it.
Maybe, yeah. I still don't know what we're judging, but anyways, yeah.
I mean,
we'll assume that's the finest.
Have you ever been like in? No, I mean it says that they're the
those are the
5th,
finalists.
4th, yeah.
So who's the
like
winner?
A graphic that comes up that the real old lady at the end.
Oh, they gave her that
Rich
just because
or
she
Rick
was super
or what
old. The most nagging one.
Yeah.
I told you it was
Yeah.
nagging. Yeah, she was. They gave her that before because she's super old.
I mean,
And
have you
they're
ever been-
Oh, she's been competing here for 30 years. That's Betsy.
So it wasn't that she was good; it's that she has had tenure.
Yeah, and this seems like a place you respect the old ways of calling.
Okay.
I would think it'd be funny if somebody brought one of those triangles and said, "Dinner time!" You know what I mean? That sounds like what it...
Right.
Yeah, dressing old
Like
and making it sound like somebody's out working.
Like you're calling in the hogs for dinner time.
Yeah. It seems like something that happened back in the pioneer days.
So wild, something that they would do at a state fair.
It seems like the perfect setting for it.
But if you're gonna have a festival or a fair of some kind, you need to have some sort of competitions, and this is a good one.
Dude, it's exactly what I was talking about last week.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
you need competitions. You need something interesting. Look, they already got me wanting to drive across the states to go there.
Right. So got another obscure sport here. So you're familiar with like not NASCAR, but Formula One.
Yeah.
Did you know that they did that with RC cars?
I know they do it,
Okay.
but I didn't know they did it. Like
Yeah.
it's some official Formula
Well,
One
did you
event.
know that they have RC car pit crews?
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen this. This is serious business, dude. I used to
Fill it up with gas.
Even in Sherman, people go out to the skill park at Binkley with
Yeah.
their remote control cars, and they race them and jump them and use it as a practice course.
But it makes no sense to me that it's like there's a pit crew that needs to fill it up with more gas. I mean, I guess
yeah.
it would make sense, but I'm not in that world, and I guess.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, this kind of race is really serious. These things go super fast, so they're gonna not just have a 5-lap race. It's gonna go on for like
yeah.
an hour. So the
Right.
pit crew is part of it. Look, and they might have a blowout tire or something they got to fix. They got it. Like it's serious business.
Oh man, this was so bizarre to me. To you, it's like, yeah, this is normal.
I used to go to there's a place in Ardmore that I used to go to, and I used to look at their remote control cars and dream of getting one of these.
Oh, really?
Because they're so legit. Now I'm kind of like, that's an expensive hobby that
I mean,
I probably would just dump money into and then be over it.
but it's like most hobbies. They start out expensive. Once you get everything, then they're
No.
not too bad.
Nope.
You don't think so?
This is a hobby that it stays expensive.
Okay.
Because you don't just have one race car and then stay competitive. You have to keep buying more stuff.
Oh, as technology improves, you
Yeah,
have to
or
keep
as your
going.
car gets wore down. I mean, and then it's just like anything. If you're competing, you want to keep improving, and
Right.
spending. That means dumping more money. It's an expensive hobby, trust me.
Really?
Even
I
the
mean, how
scores that
much
they're
is one of
at-
those cars?
Dude, expense. Search for like just I don't even know what you call them. Gas powered remote control car. RCs. I mean,
Oh, $1,400.
$1,400, yeah. That's
And
Hobby
that may not
Lobby.
even be the top of the line.
No, that's Hobby Lobby. That's
no,
probably
it's Horizon Hobby.
what.
But it's
Did it
a
say Hobby
it's
Lobby
a
at the
hobby
bottom?
store. No.
Oh,
I mean, it's
my
a different
eyes
hobby
looked
store,
just
but
like
still.
my eyes read that as Hobby Lobby. But yeah, I mean, you're looking at the $1,000 ones. All the rest of them are probably the cheaper ones.
Yeah, these are all cheaper, but I mean, just seeing $1,400 is bizarre to me.
Yeah.
I was thinking like maybe $500.
$1,400, and then you wreck it into a wall on accident, and then the axle breaks, and then it's a $400 fix or something.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
can imagine. I can imagine the fixes
the
are
parts
ridiculous.
and the fixes. That's what I mean. It's a super expensive hobby.
Oh, jeez.
Even that little gas thing that guy used, probably $150, and it's just a piece of plastic.
yeah, it's
you
like
know, that's how they do it.
it's a water gun.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's what it looked like to me. Water gun.
So yeah, that's a cool sport. I never went and watched it. I don't know if I could watch it.
No, I've seen videos online of like indoor courses and
Yeah.
races, and I'm like, dude, my motion sickness gets me going. It'd be different if I was at like NASCAR where it's like massive,
Exactly, the
but
scale.
these are like, I mean, the size of like I would say like a basketball court,
yeah.
but there's like in and out. They're using every inch of that basketball court. They're just
Yes.
not going in a circle.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, I can't, my eyes can't keep up with it, and it just gives me a headache.
Well, and what's funny, you might even have this on your list. Do you have drone races on there?
I don't.
Okay, it's very similar to this, but it's if you think that's wild, the drone races, dude, because literally they'll be like, vroom, 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 and like flipping through, back,
I
dropping down.
have seen these.
and they have to go through those rings
Because I've seen,
dude, it's insane. They light
like,
up.
Point of view videos of it.
Oh yeah,
Where
those
they
those
use
look
the
good.
camera on the actual drone itself,
Yeah.
and I'm like, this is not one, it's wicked that how skilled you are to be able to
I
get through some of those
know.
obstacles. But two, it's like, I can't watch this.
Yeah, and imagine just watching it from an arena where just they're all lit up, so it's just pew, 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 and just
Yeah.
all over the place. Now the camera, I agree. How do you have like the twitch sensors in your own mind to be able to just react like you're a fighter jet or something?
Right.
It's crazy.
It doesn't make any sense to me. And like from what I understand, they're basically looking at a screen
Yeah,
and using that camera to navigate the course.
they're basically playing a video game in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That, you know what?
super
That
fast.
is all they're doing. They're just playing a video game.
I know. Which actually, what's funny, we're just kind of riffing from one thing to the next. That reminds me of the Mario Kart, the new Mario Kart game for the Switch.
Okay.
It's not even that new, but you set up a course in your house, like an actual course.
Oh,
and then you play it on the Switch.
I've seen this.
And you play it on the Switch, and you're playing it on TV.
It's called
but-
live.
Yeah, but there's actually cars moving around your house at the same
Right.
time.
I have seen this because it's.
It looks good.
What you're doing is you're looking at your Switch,
Yeah.
and because you just make the course in your house.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen this.
So you make your own course, but you still have like the animated character like Mario on the TV.
On your screen.
Yeah, when you're watching the TV,
Right.
it's still, your Mario Kart character.
But everything
have
around you is like your kitchen floor.
I know, it's super cool.
Yeah.
They actually made it look really good. The
Yeah,
technology on it's amazing. But
You don't have this, do you?
no, I wouldn't mind getting it though.
Okay.
But yeah, how much is it? Like 80, 90
it's-
bucks?
yeah,
Like
100
90
bucks.
bucks. It's not too bad. Those controllers alone. Well, the controllers alone for 2 controllers is like 80 bucks.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, but they got a lot of stuff in them, right?
The controllers?
Like they can do a lot of stuff, right?
I mean, they got a lot of motion sensors, yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
they,
it's a little
they
bit
seem
m-
like very cheap pieces of plastic.
No, but it's got more like technology in it than say like an Xbox controller does.
Yeah.
An
But-
Xbox controller is like $70 by itself.
But the Xbox controller is I would way prefer to using that over any of those Switch controllers.
You can get a similar controller for the Switch though.
I know. I don't have any Switch games though that to even need it. But if I needed it, like I tried to play Overwatch. Like I play Overwatch on my Xbox sometimes.
Uh-huh.
So I'm used to playing it, and then I get on that little Switch controller, and it's the same button configuration and everything, but it just feels so cheap, and the response is just way different. It's weird.
Right. You can get one of these.
Yeah. If I ever had a game, like I don't play Overwatch very much, and if I do,
Right.
I'd play it on the Xbox. So if I had a game worthy of playing with a controller, I would get one.
It's Nintendo, so I wonder if they have a new Metroid Prime.
Maybe. They have.
I remember
mean,
playing Metroid Prime on the Nintendo DS,
Yeah.
and it was because you had it on a DS, you didn't have a separate controller. You used 2 joysticks to move around on those first-person shooters.
Yeah.
You used the one joystick, and then you used the pin on the bottom screen.
Wow.
to
Yeah, I
look
remember
left and
that.
right.
Yeah. I never played
it took
it,
some
but I
skill
remember
because
that.
you had to do this, and then you could use your pinky to hit the little trigger over here.
Dude, that's Nintendo.
Yeah.
They have stuff. It's like we've established a set way of playing games in game consoles, and then Nintendo still does things weird. Even their back button, like normally when you look at that controller right there, you would think
Oh,
that
A and B is backwards.
Yeah, you would think the A button means to go backwards, but that means to progress forwards. And then when you have the little joystick, when you turn it sideways, it totally changes the configuration. So
Yeah.
now you're like, I don't even know what to do anymore. My brain is already screwed up. So, yeah.
So it doesn't matter what you call these buttons. In my opinion, it's a matter of where the configuration is. So where
Right.
the A is on this controller here, it's a B on the Xbox, which is back. It's a circle on the PlayStation, which they eventually said it's back now. The triangle used to be back.
way
now
back in
it's
the
circle.
day. I know. See, they conformed.
Yeah,
Nintendo
they need to
refuses to conform. They insist on doing something different. So that's classic of them to be like, oh, but you got to use your pinky over here.
Yeah.
Like, what?
You have to have a certain size hand to play the game. I mean, I enjoyed it.
They
but
want kids that are really into weird games. Like Nintendo games have a very niche market.
I feel like it's geared towards the younger demographic.
For sure.
With Mario and Sonic.
Oh,
and things like
100%.
that.
And those are the only games that are worth playing on any Nintendo console
Yeah.
are the mainstream Nintendo games.
Yeah.
And they never reduce the fee on them. They're $60. All of them.
Well, because they have a lot of replay value.
I guess. I don't know. I don't even have any good games. I got Mario Party.
Yep.
and I bought a Pokemon game for the kids. They rarely play it. Those are the only 2 games I got.
Mario Party,
We
Mario
love it.
Kart, maybe some Super Smash.
Yeah, I would love any of the Nintendo Mario. I really want Luigi's Mansion, but it's
What's
like
that? Is that just a regular playthrough game?
yeah, it's a platform
Okay.
game. Yeah, it's like part 3 though. You've never heard of Luigi's Mansion?
I've heard of it, but I've never played it, so I don't know anything about it.
Basically, you're Luigi in a mansion with a vacuum cleaner sucking up ghosts.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's got puzzles to
Yeah.
solve, and I've never played it though, so
Yeah, I
wanted to.
like the party games where you can play with multiple people. Is
Yeah.
what I think Nintendo does a really good job at.
Yep. So we get down on the Mario Party,
Yeah,
but yeah,
because they've got some where you use the joysticks and you do certain things with your hands.
Mario
and,
Party
like-
you have to have the Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
You can't use a controller like that.
Right,
Because every mini game you do has something different.
right.
A
Yeah, I
different way
remember
to hold
playing Mario Party on the 64 and doing all kinds of stuff, all kinds of crazy games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I loved Mario Party.
Yeah.
So another weird one here for you. Okay,
Yeah, back to sports.
you ready?
Yep.
This is let me find it. Here it is. It's the competitive frog jumping.
I have heard of this one. I think they might have. Oh, yep. They drop them and then they start hopping. It's kind of like turtle races.
No, but here basically it's what's the longest distance you can get in 3 jumps.
Oh, okay. Okay. And they scare them. Boom.
And he just pisses all over his
He
face.
did just piss, dude.
That's the weirdest part.
I mean, look at how professional this looks with the like animation.
Oh, with
showing
the graphic here?
Yeah,
I mean-
the graphics, and he steps in the pee. He puts his hand right in it. Gang. 6
7 feet, then 9-foot jump. A 9-foot jump.
That's a good leap for that tiny little frog.
If that frog goes straight, John gets it all.
They got the
World record.
the world record. Frogs have the perfect body shape because they have the heavy front.
Oh no, he jumped all sideways. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you got all into it because they're heavy. They're heavy on the front. They're like a heavy rock shape.
Yeah.
But then they have that like leverage that expands out the back, so it just projects a
Dude.
rock forward.
You're talking about thunder thighs?
Them thundies. Yeah.
Like they've got thunder thighs. To,
And that was a
like-
little one. When you look at them fat daddy ones that like you grab like this,
yeah.
them
but
chunkies, woo, they
but-
got them real thunders.
yeah, but the thing is, I go, just because they're big, does that mean that they'll be able to jump far?
No, probably not. It'll work against them once they get
I
a
was
certain
gonna
weight.
say they might be like be able to like lift weights if that's a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, not for frogs, obviously, but I'm thinking like a strongman.
Yeah.
Strongmen are really heavy and
Right.
strong.
Yeah.
just like it sounds, but they ain't jumping nowhere.
They ain't got the air, the jump.
Yeah, they
got the
ain't-
jump.
This one doesn't make any sense to me. Why this is a competition? Like,
It's
how
like,
the hell did
you
this
didn't
come
do
out?
turtle races when you were a kid?
Nah,
You can go to like a local festival and you take a turtle.
no.
Dude, I did turtle races like no
What?
other. I did turtle races every year.
You just go find one in the street and let's.
We
let's
would
go.
collect them, but we had a pond, so we built a turtle trap.
Oh,
And we would actually give turtles to other people so they can compete.
what?
Yeah, because like we just let them go afterwards.
So it makes me think of like how people will breed horses
Yeah,
to like, and like it costs a lot of money. Like I'm known as a horse breeder. You come and you can get some
Right.
of my stud and you make a lot of money. You're known for your fast turtles.
they called me Master Splinter. That's all
Nice.
I'm saying. No,
Nice.
no, I made that up, but I would seriously. We did have
No.
fast turtles.
This is the thing. You got to keep going with it. You don't tell
Yeah.
anybody that it's not real.
No, I legitimately. That's what I do to my kids all the time. I'm like always say that I used to have a different nickname back in college. I'm
Oh,
like
yeah.
back in college, they used to call me, Master Splinter.
Yeah.
And then they'll just be like, Dad. It's like the definition of a dad joke. It's like they know and they get irritated that I'm saying
Oh, my
it. So
gosh.
therefore, it encourages me to keep saying it.
It does, yeah.
So yeah, and whatever it is, I used to be called. That used to be my nickname back in the day.
Turtle races. No, I've never seen that. I'm assuming
Yeah.
that y'all did that at like the local county fair.
Yeah.
All the
Basi-
obscure stuff comes at the county
I
fair.
know. Basically, imagine like a box or a ring or something, and you put all the turtles in it.
Yeah.
And then you just lift it, and then the finish line is on the outer ring, so the turtles can go any
Mm-hmm.
direction, but just like they just take off and go. and then you just watch them.
Really?
You say, go, run. Yeah, and you could win like a pool noodle, a soccer ball, or something like that. It wasn't big
Like
prizes.
it makes me think of the they do like wiener dog races during like the 4th of July.
Okay, similar.
Where but they actually will chase something to try to keep them going in a straight line.
The turtles, there's really not a lot of motivation.
No, so it's all random.
Because they're slow, but some of them are fast. So it's just like, which one's the fast one? That's the one that's just going to take off.
See, this makes me think of like, it's not really about who's faster. It's about who has the most motivation to keep going.
100%.
'Cause a lot of time they'll just sit there, go to sleep,
They do. They're just
take
like,
a nap.
or scared.
Yeah.
And then you have one that's just a mean turtle, and you watch out for that thing because it's coming. It's always the mean ones, for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Because like it seems like there's no skill involved. So with this, for instance, with frog jumping, I would say there's a little bit of skill involved because without the human intervention, it wouldn't be as like I don't think the frogs would leap as far on their own unless they're scared of something.
Yeah.
So the human interaction in this comes in and it makes them go a little bit further because of the fear.
Maybe.
Now, obviously,
Maybe.
it doesn't deter them from going straight versus left or right.
Yeah, I think it's less. I think it's just about finding the good frog. The same way it was about finding a good turtle. You just find one that takes off running. You find a toad that you can trigger and it can jump. I don't think they're really in this deep training where they have these frogs they keep year round. They probably get rid of them afterwards.
I wonder.
I used to get rid of the turtle, so
Yeah,
I wonder
but
if they get rid of them.
But were you winning anything?
Dude, we did win. I remember
really?
when I called out the pool noodle and the soccer ball, those are legit prizes I've won. I remember it was a red and black and white soccer ball. I remember like it was yesterday. I had it for years afterwards.
For years
Yeah,
afterwards.
and it was from a turtle race.
Really?
Yes.
That's
Dead
so
serious.
bizarre to me. But the weird things you see at a local fair.
Yeah, but
So.
is that weird whenever every Easter, every city in the whole United States does this event where they just line kids up and have them run straight to candy? There's no strategy. There's no nothing involved in it. But everybody does it.
That one doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm kind of done with it. I'm tired of doing it.
I haven't done
this
it in a
last
while.
year. I'm done with the Easter egg hunts. I just hate you're
What
training.
you do is you just do them there at the house.
That's all when I was a kid, it was fun. Like me and family members were like digging and like not actually digging in the ground, but like looking and trying to
You
find
hide them.
Yeah, they were actually hidden, not a plain flat field of teaching kids to do Black Friday.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what it is.
goes. So what it is it goes, hey, older kids, don't mess with these. You can obviously see these are for the kids that can barely walk.
Exactly.
You have to go find yours.
Exactly.
And you hide them somewhere.
And you got money or something in
And
the
like
other
the
ones.
teenage kid would be the one to go hide them. And there'd be like there'd be enough money ones that each kid gets a money one. So it's like, hey, if you find a money one, then you can't find another one.
No, we didn't have restrictions like that, but
We did like because we did that kind of Easter egg hunting over my granddad's house with the kids, even with my kids, and it was always, hey, make
That's
sure
how
that
it
if
needs
you
to be
get
done.
one, then you need to chill out. Now when I was a kid, yeah, it was no holds bar.
yeah, no holds bar. You go all out
But,
because
you know.
it teaches them to deal with just a letdown too.
Yeah, you got to learn how to lose.
Yeah, sucks.
Yeah.
You didn't get it. Yeah, so everybody can't get the
Yeah.
awesome stuff.
I like that
Somebody
better
gets
now.
more of the awesome stuff. So yeah, but that's what I mean. Like that's almost the same sport, Easter egg hunting.
Yeah.
It has no purpose to it, and everybody participates in it.
I love how you're calling it a sport.
And kids are so selfish. Like kids are selfish already. You line them up and you even tell them, hey, there's special gold ones with prizes, and they spot the gold ones and they're sitting there like, I'm getting that. And it's like prison yard.
Oh man, and they're tackling fools.
Yeah. Pretty much the oldest boys in each age group are smashing everybody else. That's the way it always is.
man.
There's always the oldest kid in each age group.
Yeah, the kid that
And it's
was
always the boys.
born in August.
Yeah. But they'll be like third and fourth graders, and then you'll have some fourth grade boy with the mustache just smashing kids. And he knows he's got the eyes of an eagle. Because he's the tallest. He's spotting out all the gold ones.
So it's funny because there's this kid that I've seen around the internet.
I have to.
Have you seen
I've
this kid?
seen him. I don't believe it. He's supposed to be 12, but look at his face.
He's 12.
Dude, that is
So-
insane.
I have seen a couple of other things. So one, he does look a little bit older, but when you see him next to other 12-year-olds, he looks like a normal 12-year-old. And this
got an old
this is a
face.
fake tattoo.
Okay. But yeah, he's just got an aged face. It's hilarious.
Yeah. No, he looks old in that picture, but when you see him around other kids, he looks normal. Like I saw a video of him like hanging out with some other kids, and I'm like, okay, this looks normal because they were trying to say it's fake.
Were they like trading Pokemon cards?
Like right here, I mean, he is bigger and like more
yeah, click
muscular.
on that picture. Let me see.
He is bigger and more muscular in this picture, but he still looks. He doesn't look like.
He still
30.
looks old, dude. That doesn't even look like a.
I mean, he's got some more build than these kids, but he looks around the same size as these other kids.
It's his face. His face looks old.
It makes me think of that. Every time I see this picture, I always think of Bad Boys, when like that kid comes up to the door to take his daughter out on a date, and he goes, "How old are you? 15? Motherfucker, you look 30."
yeah. I forgot about that. That movie is great, dude.
I
I forgot about that.
Motherfucker, you look 30.
Yeah. That was back when Martin Lawrence and Will Smith were in their prime,
Dude, they were both great.
Yeah, they were a great combo.
Yeah, they were both phenomenal guys.
And then they just had to try to recreate the same thing and just keep the shtick going. And it's like,
I mean,
all right.
my opinion, it was. I think that was Bad Boys 2, and it was the
Bad
better
Boys
one.
for Life.
I
Was it
haven't
better?
seen-
I've never seen the second one.
Bad Boys 2 is great.
Really?
It's so much better than the first one, and I didn't even see the third one.
I didn't even know there's 3.
It's the For Life one, I think. Is
Oh, I thought Bad Boys 2 was for life. Okay. Either way, that's
Yeah.
what I mean. Like, they try to keep the same shtick going.
Yeah,
But I guess
mean,
it
if you've
works.
seen the one where I'm talking about, where he talks to the son, then that's no, number 2.
Well, then maybe I have seen it.
Yeah. I mean, it's the better of the trilogy.
Okay.
Which is rare that number 2 becomes the better of the trilogy. It's only happened, I think, one other time.
Yeah. Dude, I forgot all about that. So I probably have seen 1 and 2 and haven't seen part 3.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. I know the one, if it's called For Life, then that's one I haven't seen.
That's
so,
the
yeah.
newest one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I mean, I'll see it eventually, but I'm not like stoked about it.
Yeah.
You give a 10-year gap, and I'm like, I don't care anymore.
Right. I know.
Like
yeah.
it's long. It's gone. You got to
nostalgia.
you give me like 2 years, and we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
So I like extreme sports. Are you a fan of extreme sports?
I love extreme sports.
Like, I don't like when they put extreme sports into the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the greatest thing. Putting BMX and skateboarding. They always had like a snowboarding and stuff. But it's slowly evolving that other countries are doing it. And I know that they've been doing like the X Games for years. Other countries have. But do you think that there's it's a little bit different with like your big 4 competitive sports like basketball, football, hockey, baseball, where you kind of age out of that kind of stuff? Do you think that happens in extreme sports as well?
You age out of doing the extreme sports?
Like age out in like you don't run as fast as this 22-year-old kid because you're 40.
100%. Yeah. Well, extreme sports is usually about how well you can bail. You know how well.
Well, you don't
can
want to
do-
be. You don't want to have to bail if you're doing a competition. It's about landing the tricks,
Right,
though?
but I mean, in general, how well you can deal with wrecks.
Oh, okay,
The
I see
older
what you're
you
saying.
get, that part makes it harder, and that's why a lot of extreme sports people don't make it very long because the injuries and it gets harder to just wreck, and that's part of
because
extreme sports.
because of the toll on the body.
Yeah.
The longer recovery
Like
times.
you watch
Okay.
a kid wreck on a skateboard and they don't even get hurt. They like roll it off, they slide out of it, and then
Yeah.
you watch like a teenager and then they're like and then you watch. It's like the older you watch, the more you see how bad they wreck. They can't I mean, one, they can't deal with the pain. Their body's not as rubbery. But then
Right, I
two,
see
it's
that.
like the reaction time is what you lose.
Oh,
so
I
you
see what
lose
you're
that
saying.
reaction time. So then you're just like a flailing fish, and that's the part usually. I'm not saying that people aren't still really skilled as
Yeah.
old people, because dude, extreme sports, it's like those guys usually do it their whole life,
Right.
but they can't keep up with the young
No,
guys.
it's funny that you say this. I just listened to an interview with Tony Hawk, and he recently, I shouldn't say recently, he broke his leg last year. He broke his leg and broke his femur.
The old Tony wasn't breaking stuff.
Well, like
Young
what
Tony?
he legitimately said is he goes, the issue was I just didn't have enough speed. I didn't have enough
Oh,
speed,
yeah.
and he was trying to do, I think, a McTwist.
Okay, yeah.
And he's like, I didn't have enough speed, and like when I was younger, I'm like, cool, I'll just figure it out. I'll spin faster or whatever it is. And he's like, well, that didn't happen because I don't do that as quickly as I used to when I was younger.
Right. Your speed goes
Yeah.
away for sure. And not just speed on a skateboard, but your ability to move fast.
Right. So I guess this all makes sense because this old man kills it on the BMX.
All right,
But he
let's
goes
see.
a little bit slower because he does, I guess you would call this flat ground.
Yeah, he does the old flatland. That's what they used to call
flatland,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
He does these flatland tricks. Check him out.
Yeah,
here.
that's old school. People don't even do those tricks anymore.
Dude, I love it. Like when they
Yeah.
do the flatland
Oh.
on
They used to be in the X Games. I don't even think it's in the X Games anymore, is it?
flatland.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Dude, it got so crazy though. Like this move right here is very basic, but for an old guy like this,
I mean, he looks like he's
Pross
he's
is an
old.
OG. But I remember when I was a kid and I was skateboarding, and a buddy of mine's dad came out and he's like, "Let me see that skateboard." He had like his work clothes on,
Yeah.
and he did like a straight up like airwalk where you like grab the board and like jump and do that.
Oh yeah.
And it was just like kind of an old school trick that none of us do, but he just busted it out without even a ramp. Just ollied, kicked his legs out, grabbed the board, threw it back, and it was like, whoa, that's some old man doing some cool trick.
Like some of the coolest tricks to me are things that when they do like finger flips.
Yeah. It was kind of like a finger flip.
Yeah.
It was like that style of trick that people don't do a lot of
like
anymore.
like a no comply type stuff.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like the finger flips where you kick off. It's almost a no comply finger flip too. that they
Yeah,
do.
I mean
Yeah.
it's a mixture of the two things, right? I mean, I don't know everything about it.
So he did like
but
a little airwalk like that, and it stood out.
That's
It still
awesome.
stands out to me today because it's like, whoa, dude, I didn't even know your dad could skateboard.
Dude, that stuff's legit. Honestly, when it comes to skateboarding, I'll tell you this. Oh, I guess you'll watch this.
See what
Look
I
at
mean?
this
Though?
kid
Like
right
that's
here,
what I
though.
was gonna say too. Is like, okay, Tony Hawk didn't have enough speed to do the McTwist. Nowadays, kids can do a McTwist just standing on the ground. You know
This
what I
dude
mean?
just does a backflip and he does a backflip drop in.
Yeah, technically it's a McTwist.
Is it?
It watch his body twist. See?
because
it's
it twists a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the McTwist is.
So that
literally,
is
you can
true.
just do it from standing still now. They're not like Tony Hawk used to have the perfect speed, perfect rotation. He built the trick. But then it's weird that kids just evolve and they can make stuff so easy.
Well, in this interview that I was listening to, he said that the ollie, he had seen the ollie for the first time when he was 12.
Yeah.
So like when he learned to skate, he was literally just learning to ride the board.
Yeah,
And
like
that's all they
surfing.
did. Like yeah, just like the Lords of Dogtown stuff.
Yeah,
where
it
they
was
just
literally
moved around.
that. Yep.
And he saw an ollie, and then it just evolved from there. Now the thing is that kids that can walk know what an ollie is because they're being taught this from a young age.
Right.
That's why tricks are evolving as quickly as they are.
Yeah.
That's why when Tony Hawk did the 900 for the first time, it was a big deal. Now you see 12-year-olds doing 900s.
Right.
And it's like it's nothing.
Yeah, because the more you can train your body at a young age,
Yeah.
the better you'll be when you're older at doing other stuff. I mean, there's lots of dudes like that. Ryan Sheckler, he was a great skateboarder when he was a kid. He would hit some huge stuff.
He had like a MTV show, right? Like The Life of
Yeah.
Ryan or something dumb
Yeah.
like that. I wanted to make sure it was the same guy.
That was the show. That show was so bad. This is why that show was bad. I want you to watch an episode of it. And then he narrates the show as a kid.
Oh, I was like, he's like 14 or something,
Yeah,
right?
and he's not an actor.
Yeah, no, not at all.
But it's a scripted show, so it'll be like...
Oh, it is
and-
scripted.
Yeah, every show's scripted. Every reality TV show's scripted. There's not a single...
To
I
a
can't say not
certain
single.
degree. Yeah.
Yeah, but to a certain degree, all of them are 90%, 100% are scripted.
Really? Oh,
yeah, like stuff
geez.
like that. Like they write out all the scenarios. I mean, even ridiculousness. I saw the other day this interview with the guy who was on ridiculousness. Oh, it was one of the Logan Paul, or the older brother,
Logan.
the
Yeah.
more popular one. He was on ridiculousness.
Yeah.
And he was just spilling all the beans about how they gave him the videos ahead of time. They told him what his reactions are going to be to each video.
Oh, I'm sure.
So,
With
like-
something like that, because I've listened to a lot of interviews with Rob Dyrdek.
Yeah.
He does like 9 episodes a day.
Well, every one of the shows is just like that. Here's the scenario. This is what we're going to do. There is some reaction, non-actors, but it's definitely scripted. Well, this show, this is how scripted. It was already scripted, and then Ryan Sheckler was a bad actor. So when you think about like Wonder Years, the guy narrating, you got this kid, and he'll be like, and that's when I told my dad, I'm not going to bed. Like, that's it,
that
dude.
bad?
That bad. He's narrating it. And
That's
I knew
awful.
that my parents will never be together again. And it was some kind of drama with his parents
Oh,
all the time.
no.
Dude, it's so bad.
It can't be that cringe.
Dude, it's burned into my brain how cringe that show was.
See,
So,
like,
yeah.
I think of Rob Dyrdek doing, like, Robin Big.
Everything's scripted.
No, because I
He's
listened
just a
to him
better
talk
actor.
about it, and he was like, we would have an idea of what we're going to do today.
Yeah.
Like, this is the event or the big thing we're going to do in this in particular episode, whatever it is. And they're like, but it wasn't scripted in the fact that, like, hey, here are your lines.
Well,
Maybe that's what I think when I think of scripted.
Definitely, to some degree, there was lines given too, but it's not. There's different levels to it. So that show, I guarantee there's lines given to like Big Cat. Like Big Cat, they're gonna be like, oh, we're gonna put Big Cat on a dating app today.
It's a Big Black.
No, Big Cat. There's another guy, Big Cat, was on there. It's like his cousin.
Oh man, I think a Big Cat's a guy on Barstool now. Go ahead.
Okay, so we'll even say Big Black. We'll be like, okay, here's an episode. A clear-cut example of an episode. The episode is that they come in, and then Big Black finds a glove on Rob's dresser. So he's like, Rob, these girls that you're bringing over, these are dirty girls. This is a dirty girl glove. Why would you need to change your life. So we're going to do a dating show, and we're going to invite all these girls. And so you don't think that they told Big what to say to go in there and get that glove and script a whole scene about how it's a dirty girl glove? And
I'm
that they
sure
built
that
the whole
scene,
They
yeah.
built the entire show around that. So then they build the show around, here are the girls that we're bringing in. You think they're just going to let girls just talk and hope that it's interesting? No, they're going to write their script so that they know so that they say the right things. 100% scripted, dude. 100%. Some shows aren't, like competition shows aren't as much, but even competition shows, they have to do some scripting.
Like they
to
build
make it a
in
show.
drama.
They build in the host. Sometimes the host isn't even there when they're actually doing stuff, but they'll be like, have the host be like, 2 hours remaining.
Yeah.
And they're not even there with them.
Yeah,
You know what I
they're not-
mean?
they're not
So
even
they
saying
do
it,
build
yeah.
suspense and build. Ink Master's a good one where after every time there's a judging, they spend time in the room just talking crap to each other. So they'll sit there and just, you suck, you're dead, and it's the same formula every episode that you can't tell me that they didn't tell them, okay, now's the time where you rip each other apart. Here's some ideas. You know, some of it might be their own thoughts.
Yeah.
But they definitely encourage it and say, this is what we're going to do this scene.
Right. No,
So
I mean
it's
I
scripted.
could see some of that stuff where it's like, hey, here's the part where you rip each other apart.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you better and then you're going to expect random people to be creative enough to act on
Oh,
on
I just
time.
imagine that when some of these reality shows, they have, let's say, 30 hours of footage and 30 minutes of it is good.
You'll be surprised how
I
much
just imagine they throw away so much footage is what I was expecting.
You'll be surprised at how much Hollywood movie magic happens.
No,
that
I mean,
you
I
don't even
can-
realize.
And I can understand that because I like to watch like cooking shows. So like one of them that I like to watch a lot is like Chopped.
Okay,
Have you ever seen it?
is it the competition one?
Yeah,
Is
so
it-
basically the way it is goes, there's 3 guys, there's 3 cooks.
Mm-hmm.
They get a random basket of ingredients, 3 rounds, and the winner ends at the end. But it's like every other show where there's like a certain spot where they get like an interview
right?
almost.
Yeah,
But it's not really an interview. It's like
It's confessional.
they're
is what
just
they
talking
call
about it.
Yeah,
They're just like, oh yeah, like I'm doing this for whatever, or like, oh yeah, I got a halibut and blackberries. Iris was really hard. I didn't know what to do with these.
right,
And it's like, so did you already know you lost and now you're doing this?
right.
Or did you know
That's a good example.
Or is it like, are they doing this in between while the judges are actually trying to judge it? Like,
I know that's a good example.
It makes me wonder.
Because those shows, I do think that they don't write all the things that they tell them to. You know, they don't tell them everything to say, and you can tell by their ability to act. They don't seem comfortable, confident, like they're just talking.
Right.
they will say, okay, the competition already happened. We want you to act, and I guarantee they reshoot it and say, no, you need to act like you're kind of giving it away that you lost. You need to redo that. I guarantee
I'm
that
sure
they
something
do
like
that.
that, yeah.
Reshoot that. Tell us about the ingredients, and they call it confession, where they it's like this one-on-one.
I mean, didn't they call it confession in like a Big Brother?
Big Brother, they have the confession room.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm
So
thinking
Big
of,
Brother
yeah.
actually calls them at various times to that room to talk.
Okay.
And it's the same thing. They clip out stuff. I guarantee they say, no, you need to say that again, but different.
There's no way these actors are that good. I know that they have to have like real genuine, like, hey, you're the winner. And they get genuine reactions from the winner and from the losers.
No, I believe that the judging.
And then like in this show, Chopped, they have to walk down this hall when they leave and they lost. So like, you've officially been chopped.
Yeah.
You leave and you walk down this hall and I'm like, I imagine that being like real.
Yeah. So this
And
is
then
probably
they
the
go,
reality.
hey guys, I need you to come back over here and take some extra videos for us.
This is probably the reality. They might even be judged on food they made the previous day. And they might even shoot that hallway scene the next day, even after that. Because they spend so much time shooting.
I just imagine it's all real.
Even Lego Masters, because I love Lego Masters. And
oh, yeah. I watched the first season. I like that.
Oh, the third one, we just finished it. But
dang.
One of the things that I caught that one of them said is that, and this was like episode 2, because they all cry whenever somebody gets voted off.
Did they give it away?
They're really invested in these people. But they didn't give it away, but they said something about how they've been there with them for 9 weeks. And I'm like, 9 weeks of shooting. And think about it. They have all this stuff. It's like being on a movie set for 9 weeks.
Yeah.
Here's the time where you build. Here's the time where you have to come back and then shoot this scene with the judge. The judges aren't just hanging out there with them.
Oh, for sure.
So they make it seem like it's a seamless thing. Like, okay, you got 4 hours. Go. And the host is walking around for 4 hours and the judges are waiting and then they judge. But it happens across like probably a week worth of time. It's crazy. Yeah. So then there's a lot of downtime where they're just hanging out. And then they're like, okay, Joe, it's time to shoot your scene. This is what we're going to be talking about.
Right.
Like, you're not in the moment. You're not reacting to something that just happened.
Yeah.
So they have to build that up.
Yeah, that's a really good example because that's like a competition show, and those shows
and that's
like
about
that,
as real as it gets.
Yeah. I mean, that's very similar to the format of Chopped.
Yeah.
Very similar.
They all have the same format.
Yeah.
Ink Master. Some of them are worse. Like Ink Master is like one of the most scripted ones. That's why I brought that up. Like watch their scenes where they rip each other apart. It's all scripted.
So in the last one we're going to talk about, I don't even watch reality TV anymore. But the last one that I wanted to ask you about, because I'm sure you're way more familiar with it than I am, is the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
So from what I understand, they film all this within an X amount of time.
Yeah.
And then like months later, they put out episodes once a week.
Right. Yeah.
But they film it all real quick within like, say, a few weeks, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the way that show works?
Yeah,
though?
definitely. Yeah.
Like they have fights like pretty quickly.
Yeah, pretty quickly. That show I don't think is as scripted. There's definitely some scripted stuff in it, but it's not as...
When he gets upset and is saying, "Let me bang, bro."
That dude's an idiot. That dude's the same idiot today.
Let me bang, bro. You don't think
Julian?
they were like,
Julian.
We need to get this like...
No. He was drunk. He was trash. So they do and give him a free alcohol. You give them endless alcohol, and that's like MTV's thing too. Is they give these people endless alcohol and they film them just fighting with each other.
So Job did say that they would get like they would request certain things, and if you requested alcohol, you get it immediately. Everything else took forever to come in
because they need the drama.
Yeah,
but that show seems real because there actually is a timeline that they adhere to, like from one fight to the next, and they do that because they have to cut weight. So they do everybody has to stay on weight the whole time,
and that's why a lot of those guys
fight like every few days.
Well, that's why a lot of those guys that did that when they come to if they actually get signed by the UFC, they're usually in a lower weight class than what they fought in at the Ultimate Fighter, because it's like I can't cut weight that quickly that often.
But then they do bring them in for confession interviews and stuff, though.
Yeah, that's
so they do have to be at the gym. They have to come to the gym at a certain time to work out, but then they have to hang out at the gym for interviews and stuff. So there is a production to it.
So you think Rampage just broke that door just out of just pure whim? It wasn't like scripted or anything?
That wasn't scripted because Rampage and Rashad like had a true rivalry, but Rampage is an idiot and he did that to show off.
Okay.
I don't think he was that mad.
And then,
I think
like-
he was just trying to act like super awesome Rampage.
Right. And then like I think it was TJ Dillashaw got the chokehold by
Cody Garbrandt.
Cody Garbrandt.
Another
yeah.
one. Look at Cody. He's an idiot. He would choke out anybody at any time.
Okay.
Every time you watch somebody talk smack to Cody, he gets so mad and he gets ready to choke him like that. And remember, he tried to even fight Connor.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
He's like, "I fought you."
When it
he just
when it-
stood
when it
up
was-
out of nowhere.
When it was Connor and
Uriah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Cody was just a teammate of Uriah's.
Right.
Yeah.
And he just hopped up and yeah, he's an idiot.
trying to show who had the
He's
bigger
another
balls.
one. Yeah, I think he just tries to show off from the cameras. He doesn't.
Yeah.
But I also think that with him, he just seems like he's insecure about something. He has to show how awesome he is. He almost has a short man syndrome.
I think that's the reason why he got beat by TJ twice.
Yeah, me too.
Is they said, hey, let's get into this firefight, and TJ's just better in those firefights.
Yeah, TJ's sharper.
Yeah.
He's got that Philly style shoulder.
Right.
You ain't gonna clip him on the chin that easily.
Right.
And that's all Cody relies on.
It's that shoulder roll.
He's got the shoulder roll.
But
He rolled it out of socket. It's gone. He rolled it too much.
dude, this guy.
Yeah.
But man, shout out to Peticolas, the Irish goodbye. We're not going to give an Irish goodbye today, but they did a good job.
Yeah,
This was a damn good beer.
splendid. Podcast is ending and the beer's finished. It's always a great sign.
That's the way
of
it's
the
supposed to
full
happen,
pint,
right?
Beginning to end.
So again, Larry, you see these guys on Yelp, go check them out.
Yeah.
Like, go to them
Yep.
next time.
I'm 100%. Sorry, guys. I'll let you guys down. We didn't even talk a lot about the beer can or anything. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, I forgot we didn't even mention all this
So they
stuff,
haven't done cans for long. They haven't distributed for very long. All of them was same style. Mm-hmm. Same style can. They'll have a different color at the bottom and a different name of the beer.
Yeah.
Very simple.
It's like that Louis Vuitton style.
Oh, is that what you're thinking with
background?
with
Yeah,
the
that's
logo?
like a designer clothes. So they got that designer background, but with the Peticolas logo.
I did not even know.
We didn't even go
that.
deep into like what is a Peticolas, but that's because the beer was so good. You don't even need to talk about anything else.
I mean, when the beer's good, the beer's good.
the beer is great.
But like, here's the cans right here, for instance.
I like it. I can respect that. Sit down, or I'll sit you down.
Yep. That's. I think that's. I want to say that's another IPA.
It's an Imperial IPA, so it'll set you down.
That's the reason for the name, I guess. But yeah, all their cans are
Nice.
the exact same style, which I'm not mad at it. The branding's right there in the front. You get the name of the beer, gives you an idea of what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Gives you just what you want without being too fancy. Peticolas though, dude, they do a phenomenal job.
Yeah, props.
So, shout out to those guys and go check them out if you're in the Dallas area. And make sure to follow us on Instagram and Untappd at _dudes and brews.
Yes.
But we're out of here.
Peace.
We appreciate you guys tuning in for another episode of Dudes and Brews. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever platform you're on. We're on there. We have a YouTube channel, Dudes and Brews. We would love if you would subscribe there as well. If you are subscribed and you want to help us out just a little more, unsubscribe and resubscribe again. It sounds funny and stupid and kind of obnoxious, all of the subscribing and resubscribing and stuff, but it helps in these little algorithms games for like climbing the charts, because again, we are organic and we are where we are because of you guys.
Yeah, we really do appreciate your support. Shout us out. We really do love it when you guys interact with us, when you add us, mention us, put us on your stories, tag us, all that fun stuff, all the stuff the kids are doing. We like grabbing that stuff and we put it up for you guys. So we appreciate you so much. Keep having fun, drinking them brews, hanging with them dudes. Tune in next week for another episode of Dudes and Brews.